Do you ever look at photos and videos of certain roller coasters that you haven't ridden and think that you really want to ride them someday? Well, as a roller coaster enthusiast, I can definitely relate to that. What is up, guys? It's me, Austin, and today I will be telling you about my top 10 bucket list roller coasters within the United States. Let's do this. So I have to give a quick rule right here. So any roller coasters that are planned to open but are not currently operating will not be on this list. So roller coasters like Iron Gwazi, which looks absolutely amazing, will not be on this list, of course. Anyways, let's start the list. At the number 10 spot, we got Mystic Timbers at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. This is a GCI wooden roller coaster, and it looks like it has a very great layout. Like, it looks like it's full of airtime, and I've heard roller coaster enthusiasts rave about this ride. Apparently, it's supposed to be the best GCI roller coaster in North America. So, and I can see why just looking at the layout here, it looks like it would be a lot of fun. So, I hope to ride this ride eventually, and I would really like this ride as well for its airtime packed layout, because I, as a roller coaster enthusiast, really enjoy airtime in roller coasters. So, yeah, I hope to ride this ride someday. At the number 9 spot is King Dakota at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. This is the tallest roller coaster in the world. It is also the fastest in North America, as well as the second fastest in the world. This roller coaster is one I've been having my eyes on ever since I became a roller coaster enthusiast, but I'd say that's just because I liked how it had those record-breaking stats, such as the height and the speed. So, someday I want to ride this because this is a very notable roller coaster, and I hear it's a great ride. I hear it's not as good as its, I would say, Inspiration, which is a little later on this list, but this ride does look great despite it being short. So, anyways, someday I want to ride this record-breaking roller coaster. At the number 8 spot, we got Millennium Force at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. This is an Intamin Giga Coaster, and when it opened in 2000, it was actually not only the world's tallest roller coaster, but also the world's first Giga Coaster. It opened with a max height of 310 feet. And I want to ride this ride not only because it's a very notable ride amongst the roller coaster fan base, but also, it looks like a fun ride. I mean, it looks like it's got some solid pacing, some pretty good airtime, some pretty good forces, even though I've heard roller coaster enthusiasts nickname this ride Millennium Forceless, which seems like it would be pretty inaccurate since I see some of the elements on this ride and they seem like they have a bit of forces. They seem a bit forceful. But anyways, this ride just looks pretty fun, and it's a very popular ride, and someday I want to ride this ride. At the number 7 spot, we got a roller coaster that's within the same park as Millennium Force, and this ride would be Maverick. This ride is an Intamin Blitz coaster, and I believe it to be the first of its kind, since it opened in 2007. So, this ride, I've heard roller coaster enthusiasts rave about this ride, and it seems like a very fun ride with some great pacing, as well as some great elements. It looks like an intense ride. I can see it has those rapid-fire transitions that I believe a lot of Intamin Blitz coasters have. So, yeah, I want to get out to riding this fun-looking ride. At the number 6 spot is Intimidator 305 at Kings Dominion in Doswell, Virginia. This roller coaster is an Intamin Giga Coaster, and I'd say the main focus of this roller coaster is just sheer intensity. Like, it looks really intense. I've heard roller coaster enthusiasts say that that first turn after the biggest drop, apparently it's prone to making guests, including roller coaster enthusiasts, gray out and sometimes even black out on the ride. So that's very intense. It's also got some rapid fire transitioning. It's almost like a Intamin Blitz roller coaster, except it's not launched and it's massive in height. So anyways, I hope to ride this someday. At the number 5 spot is the Voyage at Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. This roller coaster is a Gravity Group wooden coaster, and yet again, this is a ride that I've heard roller coaster enthusiasts rave about. I'd say the main thing they rave about here is the airtime, and yes, that looks like it would bring some great airtime. It's a massive roller coaster, so I'm sure I can see that it allows for some massive airtime hills. But there's also, of course, some smaller airtime moments throughout the ride. And this ride looks like it's got great pacing, except for the mid-course brake run killing the momentum, although it does seem to build up some more momentum after that mid-course brake run, since it has a triple down after that. So overall, this ride just looks, it just looks great, like a great wooden coaster. This is probably one of the rides that got Gravity Group on their feet, because this seemed to kind of pave the way before they had the Timberliners and they were using the PTC trains. But yeah, this ride just looks like a great and fun and airtime filled ride. At the number 4 spot, we got Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. This is an Intamin Stratocoaster, and this is currently the second tallest roller coaster in the world. When it opened in 2003, it was the tallest coaster in the world, and it was the world's first Stratocoaster, which only 2 exist today. And this ride, despite it being very short in length, I hear it's quite the adrenaline rush, quite a fun, short experience. Like that launch, I hear there's a lot of adrenaline there, as well as dropping and spiraling down from that high in the air. I feel like that would be such a fun feeling, even if it is a short one. So someday I want to ride this. Now we're in the top 3, and at the number 3 spot, we have Fury 325 at Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina. This ride is a B&M Giga Coaster, and it's actually the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster with a lift hill. It has a max height of 325 feet and a maximum speed of 95 miles per hour. And this is another ride that I've heard roller coaster enthusiasts rave about. I remember before Steel Vengeance was a thing, I remembered some coaster enthusiasts saying this was their favorite North American roller coaster, although I also heard some others saying it was like the Voyage, and I'm sure other people thought it was other rides like El Toro. But this roller coaster, I've seen that roller coaster enthusiasts have raved about this ride as well, and I can see why. It looks like it has a fun layout. It looks like it maintains quite a bit of speed and probably got some pretty good airtime. And yeah, I want to ride this someday, of course. At the number 2 spot, we got El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. This ride is an Intamin prefabricated wooden coaster, and I didn't develop an interest in this ride that much until just recently, since I just recently started hearing how good roller coaster enthusiasts say this ride is, which makes sense. So this ride seems like it's got a lot of airtime. It also seems like it would be pretty intense. This ride's name is Spanish for the bull, so I could see why it is. Like, this layout, just based off the footage right here, it seems like it's almost trying to simulate the movement of a bull, even though it's probably not exactly super similar to that of a bull, but it still looks pretty intense and pretty wild, so I could imagine this would be a very fun ride, and I would like to ride this sometime. And finally, my number 1 bucket list roller coaster within the United States is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. Now, this is an RMC hybrid roller coaster. This was a conversion of an old Dinwoody called Mean Streak, and obviously this is so much of an improvement. And I have heard nothing but like constant rave of this roller coaster, and I haven't even ridden the ride. And just looking at like the footage here, the POV footage, I can understand why roller coaster enthusiasts who have ridden the ride say that it is so great. I mean, just look at it. There's so many airtime moments, so many great elements. It's a long ride. Like, what's not to love about this roller coaster just looking at it? Now, I can't give my experience on the roller coaster, of course, since I have not ridden the ride, but it just looks so fun, and based on what I've heard from coaster enthusiasts, it just sounds like a fun and crazy ride. I definitely want to ride this ride. This is definitely my top bucket list roller coaster, at least for the United States. This ride just looks amazing. So those are the 10 roller coasters within the United States that I want to ride the absolute most, since they just seem like such fun rides. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to turn on post notifications to get notified every time I upload. I'll see you guys in the next video.